Sorry, had a little glitch there. Hello, Mount Rudmore here, and I am back talking BB24. I have not done this in a few days now. I think Monday was my last one. But here's how long ago I I did a Big Brother stream. Monty and Taylor were not yet a thing. I have yet to talk about that on stream. Uh, that was something. But yeah, a lot has happened since then. I had a lot of thoughts about that for sure. And yeah, I just yeah, that's basically what I intend to start with. Just the fact that they're together now. At first, I just saw them kiss, and I'm like, did they just kiss? But then it became apparent that it was not just that. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It wasn't only a kiss. Now, like I said, I was surprised, and I don't really like them as a couple just because I know what Monty has said about Taylor and about women in general behind her back. And it's just like, Taylor, you can do so much better. Seriously. But I'm not mad at her because like ever since the house split, everyone who's come back has been everyone who came back from Dire Fest was really pushing this narrative that Joseph betrayed everybody out there. So Taylor probably still thinks that he betrayed her. So that's possibly why she decided to move on. Now, I say move on, but like it's probably it's like it seems more like it's just a fling. It's just two people that are alone and bored and down bad in the in the house. So yeah, I'm just like, look, you two do what you got to do, but I I know like Taylor may be with Monty right now, but those of us watching know better who he is than she does. And when she gets out, we'll see what happens. So that alone was dramatic enough. Oh, but the week didn't stop there. The week did not stop there. It was just absolute chicanery from front to back. Mostly thanks to Brittany. But we'll get to that. Um, Alyssa is campaigning to Brittany. Brittany says that she could vote for Taylor to leave. And then if Turner does the same, then Turner could become Monty's target. She tells Alyssa that her, Taylor, and Monty had a final three since Big Brochella, although it was actually a final four with them and Michael. Uh, oh, yeah, this was a good one. Alyssa says that she wants to be friends with Taylor, but she hopes that Taylor didn't say anything mean about her. And I'm just like, girl, really? That's what annoys me the most about Alyssa. She can't even fathom, like it's not even on her radar that she may have done some things wrong throughout the season. That she may have said some things that were unsavory. Good evening, Scarlet Rain 88. Thank you for joining. Grape soda tonight. But yeah, like Taylor has said that she is fully planning on watching the season as soon as possible. Yes, the chat does work this time. Uh, Scarlett was watching me play Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday, and uh, the chat just stopped working for her. So, yeah. But we're here now, and it's working. But yeah, Taylor plans on watching the season immediately, watching it back, and those first 2 weeks, she is going to rethink her relationships with just about everybody, I think. I mean, like Michael, Brittany, Joseph, they were better to her than most in those first 2 weeks, but they all still had their moments. But I mean, I do feel like Taylor is going to forgive most, if not all, of these people. Maybe not Smelvis. I don't think she'll forgive him. I think she's probably going to want to just stay as far away from him as possible. But otherwise, I think Taylor's probably going to try to be friendly with everybody. She forgives Smelvis. She needs her head examined. You know, she seems to have the whole when they go low, we go high mentality. So, you know, I leave it with her. It's her life. She can forgive who she wants to forgive or not forgive. But yeah, Alyssa, she is going to find out what you have said about her pretty quickly, and she's probably going to realize the horrible things you said about her before you realize it. I feel like Alyssa is going to be surprised at how not very well liked she is by America. We get a Brittany camera rant, and she's saying, I can't trust anyone. I know that I have nothing to lose. I'm willing to blow stuff up. And she was just annoyed that she was left out of everyone staying up all night together. And, like, on that, I was really trying to sympathize with her because I know how it feels to get left out of stuff. But, A, it turns out she was invited. She just didn't go because she didn't want to stay up all night. And B, she could have just gone in anyway. Like, I can't believe they would actually just exclude her like that. Like, Taylor wouldn't do that. Taylor, of all people, would know how that would feel. So I feel like Brittany was just kind of inventing enemies in her head. Well, one specific enemy. Um, Turner tells Alyssa that he's like, I have you, I got you. And, at the time I was thinking he is either flipping and voting Taylor out, because at this point he was saying he's going to vote Alyssa out. So he's either flipping or he's ruining his chance at getting her jury votes. And he tells Monty that she said she wouldn't be friends with him if he votes her out. And now Turner wants to vote her out more for it. And I kind of don't blame him for that because, newsflash, Alyssa, your friendship, there's no way it's worth $750,000. Okay? It's like you're not that exciting. There is nothing you can bring to my life that $750,000 would do worse. That's what I'm saying. But yes, this is where Brittany I sell us out every time for the chance at that kind of money. Yeah, well, she should have been evicted probably 3 times by now. She just stumbled her way to the final five. So Brittany tells Alyssa that she is voting to keep her because Brittany has just gotten it in her head that Taylor is her number one enemy now. Taylor has to be stopped. She's suddenly against Taylor, and it's like, what is this, Brittany? Seriously, what are you trying to prove here? So yeah, she tells Alyssa she's voting to keep her, but she needs Alyssa not to tell anybody. And she hopes that Turner can be persuaded to give Alyssa a sympathy vote to, like, Turner would think that it would be 1-1. Well, Brittany is operating under the assumption that Turner would do a sympathy vote for Alyssa. It would be 1-1. Monty breaks the tie. But Brittany's actual plan is that he thinks he's giving a sympathy vote, but it's actually the second vote to evict Taylor. And this plan, smell this level stupid. Okay, you don't do sympathy votes at the final five when there are two people voting. It doesn't work that way. And on top of that, Taylor is the only person in this house that would bring you to the final two, Brittany, because those are your words, Brittany. You're playing for second. You just want to get there to get the money to start your family. Okay, so be it. But you're trying to take out the one person that would actually bring you there. Don't understand why Brittany's trying to get Taylor out. Neither Monty or Turner will take Brittany to the final. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And Alyssa wouldn't have either. Alyssa was closing with Turner. She would have taken him to the end. And Alyssa knows he's got some friends in the jury house that didn't like Turner very much. So why wouldn't she bring Turner to the end? She'd actually have a chance of beating him in her head. I don't think she would beat him, but that was like that's probably her thought process. But yes, Taylor is the only person that would definitely bring Brittany to the final two. And if she voted Taylor out, like if it was unanimous, they're gonna know, like, oh, okay, so Brittany flipped. So then Monty and Turner get even closer than they already are, and they're already a pretty tight duo. They would just come even closer, and there wouldn't even be any game to consider. Like, you are their only target, Brittany. So it's like you have to win out from there. And Michael couldn't do it. So what makes you think you can? It's just like they would feel bamboozled, and that would bring them closer together. So just in every conceivable way, this plan made no sense. And what's really strange is that it was actually better for Turner's game to vote out Taylor. He wanted to be loyal to Monty, though. Monty wanted Alyssa gone. So it's like both Brittany and Turner are trying to play against. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Where was I? I hate doing this. Sometimes I'm talking and I just completely lose it mid sentence. Okay. Brittany and Turner were both trying to take out the person that was better for their game to keep. So it's like I did think there was a pretty good chance the vote would end in a tie, but I was thinking Brittany would vote to evict Alyssa and Turner would vote to evict Taylor. And somehow Brittany and Turner both played in such a way that they ended up the other way around. And it's like, how did this happen? But it resulted in Taylor still staying. So in this case, I guess two wrongs did make a right. 67. So later on the next day, um, Brittany kind of starts backtracking a little bit to Alyssa, saying that, "Oh, I am all in on this, unless there's no chance of Turner doing this." So it's like, "Oh, so you're not all in? Like all in with an asterisk is not really all in, you know?" I think Michael could have won out to the final had they not taken the shot on double eviction night. Well, that's just it. He was already in a position where he had to win out, and then that night he lost that veto, and yeah, they probably would not have gotten another shot. Oh, so this was something interesting. I did not realize this until I watched the veto episode on Wednesday night. But apparently Monty, I mean, not apparently, it did happen. Monty was disqualified from the veto because he didn't get there in time. I had not heard anything about this. I guess some people did know about it. I didn't. My sources didn't reveal that little bit of information for me. But yeah, Monty was not even allowed to participate, and I think he actually could have won that one because he has an engineering degree and it involves putting gears up there and putting them like in the right order. With his engineering background, he probably could have done well with this. And then Brittany would have left this week because Brittany, of course, did win that veto. Has anyone ever been disqualified from a comp before? Uh, well, at least not before they even got there. Like this was the first time I ever saw when like they were woken up in the middle of the night and they were like, "You have 2 minutes to get to the backyard, and if you're not there, then you don't get to play in the veto competition." And Monty didn't make it in time, mostly because he got up, went to the bathroom, he moved in slow motion. He had like a whole morning routine. It's like, yeah, of course he didn't make it. I guess he didn't think they were serious. I don't know. So yeah, I did not realize Monty did not even get to play in that veto because he was too slow. But I think he would have won it. Um, so Brittany back on the feeds. Uh, oh man, I would have stayed in bed if they tried to wake me up in the middle of the night for $750,000. You would have stayed in bed. Nah, you would have got up, and I would have as well. We are not Monty. Anyway, Brittany was talking to Turner, and she's like, Alyssa would hate you for voting her out. Like she's trying to plant seeds, but she's not really using much finesse. And she repeatedly says, like, you can throw her a sympathy vote. I'm voting Taylor out, and she said this like I lost count of how many times she said this. I'm just like, you are not slick, Brittany. We can all see through you. Turner can see through you. It's not like it's not happening. Of course, my paranoid worst case scenario brain jumped to the worst case scenario that if Monty found out that Brittany was in fact planning to vote out Taylor, that maybe Monty would tell Turner to also vote out Taylor so that he didn't have to break a tie. That was where my mind went, and it scared me. But you know, didn't quite go that way. Turner actually tells Monty and Taylor about Brittany, and he's like, I'm still voting Alyssa out. Taylor just has no clue what Brittany's even trying to do right now. Turner doesn't like that Brittany's trying to manipulate him through his friendship with Alyssa. It says that Brittany and Alyssa are both annoying him now because it's like they're both trying to make things super personal. Like, this stage of the game. Any personal beefs you had, you get them out early. And now here you are in the final five. It's like you're kind of reaching. But of course, there was still the possibility in my mind that Turner could still realize that Taylor leaving would be better for his game. It's just that by this point in time, he hates Brittany so much that he's not even really thinking clearly. And, you know, Turner, you're just like BB24 in that way because that was days of complete and utter hatred for Brittany by all of Twitter. And with me, it was like, Brittany, I've tried so hard with you. I've tried so hard to sympathize with you. I get that you're feeling alone in this game because Michael's gone. I get that you want to do this to start a family. I get that you're feeling left out. I'm trying to sympathize with you through all of this, but you are just playing the game so badly. You've become an outcast through your own work. You have more or less turned everyone against you just for being so chaotic and so all over the place. But yeah, no one really wants to work with you anymore. You saw some of the hate thrown at Brittany. Well, yeah, there was a lot of it. That's for sure. And she doesn't have Michael there to help her play the game, so she's screwing everything up. Yeah, exactly. Brittany does not do herself any more favors when she says to Alyssa, I'm voting to keep you no matter what happens. So that whole thing about, like, I won't do it if there's no chance of Turner doing it as well, that's all out the window because Brittany is just like, she's decided that this is how she wants to play. She wants to play messy without any real purpose. So it's like, okay, fine. Whatever, Brittany, you do you. I'm gonna worry about Turner now and just make sure that he still wants to vote Alyssa out. Um, Taylor asks Brittany if, like, she asks her, "You still got me, right?" And Brittany's like, "Yes, I do. Of course I do." And of course, at this point in time, Taylor basically knows otherwise. At least she knows that Brittany's been all over the place. So, finally, get to the eviction episode, and Brittany goes in first, casts her vote. It's to evict Taylor. So then Turner goes in, and I was just sitting on pins and needles. Like, please, Turner. Please. Please, I'm begging you. But then he voted to evict Alyssa. So Monty had to break the tie, and Alyssa left. And, I was wondering if there'd be any sort of drama afterwards, like if they were going to say anything to Brittany. No, they didn't really say anything. Brittany didn't even really spiral too much. They all just sort of just gathered around, watched Alyssa's picture fade off the wall, and then they went outside to do the HOH competition. and it was called Fashion Fest. And I was thinking, okay, Taylor, Miss Michigan, this is this has your name on it. You got this. Well, the competition goes along, and Turner took an early lead, but it seemed like he was guessing for most of it. So, he got lucky at first, but he started losing it a little towards the end. It ended with a tie between Taylor and Brittany. They both had one more point than Turner. And then they went to the tiebreaker. In seconds, how long was the veto competition you just did? And of course, I didn't know, so I'm just like, I don't know. Did it last a half hour? Like, I don't know how long it lasted. Like, if I had an idea of how long it lasted, I could have, ballparked something. So I was just like, all right, fine. It looked like maybe this competition didn't take too long, so maybe it took like half an hour. So 1,800 seconds, because 1,800 seconds in half an hour. That would have been my guess. And I was closer than Brittany was. Brittany said 2,700, which is that's hold on. That is 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes. Taylor said 480. That's 8 minutes. So I was thinking like I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in between, which works out in Taylor's favor because it's not about who's closest. It's about who comes closest without going over. And I was positive that Taylor was not over. And I was like, I definitely think Brittany is over. Sure enough, it was like 1,400 something. So Brittany was over, and Taylor was closer anyway. So yeah, Taylor wins her second HOH, and a huge weight was lifted off of all of our shoulders because it was like Taylor is in the final three now. Like she has made it to finale night, no matter what. And you can't help but go back to day 2 or 3 when they all were like, "Hey, come on, Taylor, put on a fashion show for us." And they're like, "Come on, we want to see your finale outfit." So she puts it on. And she does just like a fashion strut across the house, and then of course all of them who were telling her to put on the fashion show are just like, "Oh my god, can you believe her just strutting around in her finale outfit?" Like, well, guess what? You're not gonna make it there now. And then Karma came and straight up assassinated everyone who was saying that. Paloma, gone. Jasmine, gone. Smelvis, Nicole, Indy, Amira, Pooch, gone, 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 gone. And now Taylor gets to wear her finale outfit at the finale. It's beautiful. You forgot Terrence. Yeah, I did. I don't know who that is. I've never heard the name Terrence before in my life. Sexy set. Yeah, I'm so happy she gets to go to finale night. She gets to finale night. Yes. Yes. And I can't wait to see her in that outfit again. So, my initial thought going in was that I think that, like, before Taylor won, I was thinking if Taylor were to win HOH, I was thinking Turner for sure. And with the showmance blossoming and Brittany going crazy and Taylor being aware that Brittany tried to get her out, I was thinking it would be Turner and Brittany. But then her message to Alyssa, her goodbye message, it kind of indicated that she still wants two women to make it to the end. So I was like, maybe she doesn't go for Brittany. So then, after the episode, Turner is insisting to Monty that it was Brittany that flipped, not him. And Monty's like, yeah, I know. Turner's big concern is that he doesn't want Taylor thinking that he voted for her to leave. He's just like going to Monty, like, please don't let her think that. Please, I'm begging you, don't let her think that I voted her out. And I'm just thinking, you know, Turner, how much do you expect Monty to actually help you here? Taylor has to nominate two people, and she has three options. So, you know, are you asking Monty to go up there and just be like, yeah, Turner was not the one who voted you out, so please don't put him up, because then Monty would be put up. So it's like, what's the plan here? What's the plan here, Turner? Taylor tells Brittany, oh, wait, does everyone get to play for Vito this week? Yes. Once it gets down to the final six, everyone plays for Vito. There's no more backdooring. Taylor tells Brittany, I've got your back. And Brittany denies being the vote to evict Taylor. Just still lying to her face. Good job, Brittany. And Turner is just, he goes to Monty and Taylor, and he's just so mad at Brittany for framing him, basically stealing Alyssa's jury vote away from him. He tried talking to her about how he doesn't respect her using his friendship with Alyssa against him as a reason why he should vote to keep her. But of course, she was just barely acknowledging him in that conversation. And so when he's talking to Monty and Taylor, he's basically in tears over it. And he even goes as far as to say, I am willing to take third to either one of you, just as long as it's not her. He just wants to be away from her at this point. I'm just like, Brittany, you really did yourself no favors this week. Brittany is starting to annoy me now, lol. Yeah, well, join the club. She doesn't really have a lot of fans left, but she's still like in the upper middle of the daily polls, just because everybody else who's already gone was so insufferable. So they get to the nominations pretty quickly, like in the middle of the night, basically. They do the nomination ceremony, and Brittany and Turner are nominated. And Taylor's reason is one of you is lying to me, which, at this point, nominations are a formality when there are four people left, because it's really who wins the veto that controls everything. Like, whoever holds the veto decides who is casting the sole vote to evict. So that's where the real power is. Like Taylor has immunity, but she doesn't exactly have power this week unless she wins the veto. So yeah, she needed a reason to put up two people, even if it's just a formality. So she picked Brittany and Turner just because one of you is lying to me. So yeah, it made sense. And Brittany keeps trying to pin the vote on Turner. She's going really hard, trying to persuade Taylor. And Taylor is so good at saying a lot while saying a little. Like Taylor is a master of subtext because all she says to Brittany is, I know who's lying. Yes, she does. But Brittany says, you know, I know you want Turner out. If I'm the sole vote to evict, or if you win the veto and pull me off, I will vote Turner out. Which I didn't fully believe because Monty is also a pretty big threat, and Rennie and Monty don't really get along too well either. So I don't know. I feel like could have really gone either way if Brittany were to end up as the sole vote to evict, whether she vote out Turner or Monty. But we don't have to worry about that because Monty won the veto. And at this point, I'm like, Brittany's doomed. She is doomed. And it was confirmed when Monty tells Turner, I'm not taking you out. I fully expect the women to take each other to the end. And he's not wrong. Brittany is obviously going to pick Taylor over Monty. And I think Taylor would also pick Brittany over Monty because it'd be an easy win. Meanwhile, if Monty is in the final three with Taylor and Turner, then I think if either Taylor or Turner were to win the final HOH, they would probably bring Monty to the end. So yeah, you want to go to the final three with two people that want to take each other out. Like that's the dream scenario right there. Um, Brittany at this point is kind of resigned to her fate. She knows she's going. Taylor comforts her, and she's like, Brittany, anytime you want to stay in my HOH room, you can. And Brittany says that she doesn't deserve Taylor. And yeah, but the way you've been acting lately, you kind of don't. But this is a good first step. So, I do believe that Taylor and Brittany will be friends when this is over, but yeah, Brittany has not been good to Taylor for most of the past week. I would feel bad for Brittany if she didn't play so badly the past couple of weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much where everybody's at this point. She just kind of did it to herself. She Frenchied herself. But yeah, just hearing Brittany say she doesn't deserve Taylor, it's a good first step, I think. And the kind of thing that leads me to believe that Brittany is going to own up to her mistakes in the house when this is all over, and she's going to make amends with Taylor, and they're going to be friends. That's what I think. I want them to be friends. I don't want them to hate each other. They were friends for most of this season, and Taylor still cares for Brittany. So I don't want that to end. Um, I don't think they will hate each other either. Yeah, exactly. In fact, Michael is getting married soon. I am sure at least all of the leftovers are going to be at his wedding. Maybe even the whole cast. I don't know. Maybe not Terrence. Maybe not Smelvis. They don't really get along with Michael. They didn't get along with Michael too well. He probably might not want to see them. But I think that there's a chance that we'll have a full leftovers group photo at Michael's wedding. So, yeah, with they really they banged this all out really quick because there's no Wednesday episode this week. The 2 hour Survivor premiere and then the Amazing Race premieres. So they got it all out of the way quickly because they plan on airing nominations and the veto competition tonight. And like, I don't even know if there's going to be a veto meeting because it's redundant. Monty is the non HOH contestant who wasn't nominated, and then he won the veto. So he basically can't use the veto. I mean, I guess maybe theoretically he could, but then he would automatically be the replacement. So I don't think it really works that way. And even if it does, he's not going to do that. He's just going to leave it the same. So yeah, I don't even know if there's a point to doing a veto meeting this week. But my point is, with them getting this all out of the way really quickly, we're just in a long stretch of nothing happening in the Big Brother house. Like these next few days, they're all just basically going to be relaxing. I've barely even been reading updates because it's like there's probably not even a lot that's happening. But I did see one thing yesterday that I really liked. It's not game related, but it's why I love Taylor as a person. It's just more evidence as to how good a person Taylor is. Uh, they were talking about well, Taylor says that she would rather her child have a sex change than be so miserable that they commit suicide. And I'm just like, thank you, Taylor. So many people don't seem to understand this. It's like they want the kids to be miserable or dead. They can't be happy. And just hearing her say this just reminds me that Taylor is too good for this world, really. And I'm just like, she has to win America's favorite. I will be so angry if after everything she has been through this season, everything she's done, everything she said, if she doesn't win America's favorite, I will be so angry. Like, you know, Cody the transphobe from BB19 won America's favorite player. So Taylor the trans ally can win it now. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Is it possible to win both? The main competition and America's favorite? It is possible, but it's never happened. So maybe the day will come. And, you know, maybe it'll be this season. Imagine if Taylor was the first. Oh, it'd be so good. All right, I'm gonna check to see if anything has happened. Probably not, because it's been so slow. But I'll check. I'm seriously gonna miss these streams when the season ends. Yeah, well, I'll be back next summer if I'm not on the show myself because I'm definitely trying out now. All right, nothing on the main timeline. Check BB updates. There actually was some stuff, like some updates earlier. They updated for the first time in like 2 days. But yeah, it was Taylor talking about how nobody has owned up to voting her out, Brittany or Turner, but it's like she kind of knows already that it's Brittany. Well, it seems like Turner might have figured out that Monty and Taylor are a thing now. Um, Hold on, let me just read this again. Uh, okay. Hmm. So this is from Monty regarding being with Taylor. He's just saying like, I had some things biologically happening and I acted upon it. And then he says, "Did I feel like it was with the person I'm going to be with the rest of my life?" That's a no. It would take some very long conversations about how I feel she presents herself to people or to me in public, and then in private is something different. Um, she's going to present herself as herself. And if you don't like it, then let Joseph have her back. Or, no, I'm not going to say that because she's her own person and she can be with whoever she wants to be with, even if that's nobody. But if that's how you feel, then, oh, I was right to hate this. I knew it. Oh, God, I knew this was a terrible, terrible thing. These two together. Like not on Taylor's part. She doesn't know the full Monty. Okay? All of his sexist stuff that he says, he doesn't say it around women because he's a coward. Oh God, I'm so angry right now. Oh, I was so chill and zen. Oh, oh, this is a good one. I like this. I like this response. Yeah, it's a picture here. Let me show it to you. Yeah, I'm trying to. You can't read it. Okay, well, see, that's a trash can lid. And the caption is, "You dropped your crown, King." That's your crown, the trash can lid. Ugh. But you know what? You know what? That's just going to make it easier for Taylor. After this is over, she sees all of this, hears all of this. She is gone. This was just a hookup, and not against hookups. I just don't appreciate men who disrespect women being able to get women for a hookup. That's what annoys me. Oh, what's this now? Monty says to Turner, I feel like as a dude, I am often criminalized for whatever. I never feel like you can do it the right way. It's always, why did you lead me to believe? It makes me think, should I be distancing myself? Like, what? I don't. Like, oh yes, Monty, men have it so bad in this world just for being men. Oh God, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just. Oh well, you got to see my live reaction to this bull crap. And you want to know the worst part? Monty is definitely gonna make the final two. 100%. Taylor will take him, and Turner will take him. In about a week's time, you won't have to hear anything about Monty again. Yeah, that's for sure, because I am blocking him if he dare show his face on BB Twitter or just on Twitter in general. This mm, everything he says is dripping with sexism and misogyny. Just like I said this at the start. Taylor doesn't deserve you. She deserves much better than you. I was thinking, you know, it's kind of weird that I've waited this long to talk about this. Like it took me almost a week because, the game was stressing me out and then I had real life stuff that I had to deal with. Like it was weird that it took me this long, and yet during this stream I found out about all of this. I read these updates. Monty, go F yourself. Honestly. He he used her. And to be fair, it did kind of seem like Taylor was using him a little bit. I hope Taylor was using him back. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that she is not actually in love with him. I was thinking that Monty would take Taylor over Turner to the final two if he won the final, but now I just I think that at this point I'm starting to think that Monty might just bring Turner. Turner wins the final HOH. He's definitely gonna bring Monty. Taylor needs the final HOH or she's done. 100%. She'll leave the house like the queen we all know she is. Yes. Like honestly, what he's saying about her, about their relationship now, this just further strengthens my resolve to vote Taylor for America's favorite. I am going to find people that don't watch the show, and I'm just going to be like, hey, can you do me a solid and help me vote this one person on Big Brother, America's favorite player? Mostly for spite. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've just kind of been rambling now because I can't even form a coherent thought. I'm just so full of rage at this man. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you, Scarlett, for watching. You might not need to. I think most of America will be voting for her at this point. You would think. You would think. But there is a large component of the Big Brother fandom that only watches the show and isn't fully aware of the mistreatment she got in the beginning. And some of them view Taylor in a negative way. And they also think that Kyle got some unfair treatment. So that there is a sizable portion of people that are going to be voting for Kyle for America's favorite, which is a very sad truth. It would be a very sad reality if it came true. But I know where my votes are going to be. Anyway, yes. Thank you, Scarlett, for watching, and thank you for watching this on YouTube. If you are, could be worse. They could be voting for Terrence. Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, they're not. No one's voting for him. But yeah, that'll do it for me. I don't know when the next time I'm going to do a Big Brother stream is going to be because, like I said, this week is going to be super slow. But I'll still be doing some gaming, Uncharted 4 or Red Dead 2, one or the other. You're welcome for the stream, Scarlett. That'll do it for me. Peace out.